Hey guys, thanks for watching and now let's discuss about knowledge areas. Project management accomplishes 10 knowledge areas, which are integration management, quality management, cost, schedule, scope, stakeholder, procurement, risk, communication, and resource management. And probably you have a question here, what does it mean for us? Let's see a high-level overview of each knowledge area. The first is integration management. Project integration management is the first project management knowledge area, which mainly pertains to the procedures required to guarantee that the different tasks or processes of the project are coordinated appropriately. Every project should go through the five process groups. It doesn't matter if the project is a big one or the small one, anyway, it should go through its life cycle. And this life cycle is initiation process group, planning process group, executing process group, monitoring and control process group, and closing process group. In order to coordinate all aspects of a project, project integration management needs to create a number of the deliverables. And these deliverables are project charter, which is the output of the initiation process group, project management plan, which is the output of the planning process group, direct and manage project work, which is the output of the executing process group, monitoring and control project work, and perform integrated change control, which is the output of the monitoring and control process group, and close project, which is the output of the closing process group. As for integration management, please keep in mind, purpose of the integration management is just to pull all pieces of the project together into a cohesive whole. The next one is scope management. Scope management is the process where we need to define what exactly needs to be done. We need to make sure that all of the work and only that work is done. For better understanding of the details in regards to this knowledge area, you must know all five process groups, which we will cover a little bit later. But as for now, just remember, as a project manager, you need to collect all the information from all stakeholders of the project. Scope must be clearly defined and approved prior to starting the work. In project management, guys, absolutely everything is connected. It means that any change to scope must be evaluated for its effect on other constraints, such as resources, such as time, such as costs, quality, risks, and so on. We need to calculate how this change to scope will further impact all these areas. And this is what the scope management is all about. The next one is schedule management. One of the most important tasks of a project manager is to make sure that the required deadline can be met, along with organizing options to make it happen. And these aspects should be planned and approved ahead of time, prior to the project execution process. As for schedule management, please keep in mind, project manager is responsible for creating realistic schedule, and he or she always remembers some compression options that help to meet this project plan deadline. And these options are fast tracking and crashing. We will discuss a little bit later in this course. The next one is cost management. In schedule management, we establish a realistic schedule with organized tasks that need to be executed, right? So cost management comes up with cost estimates for each activity from the project schedule. Some of the costs which should be estimated could possibly be cost of project manager's time, cost of development, cost of materials, cost of risk efforts, and so on. Please keep in mind that we must have an understanding of how much each activity costs to create cost management plan with the required level of accuracy. The next one is quality management. Every project has its own requirements and stakeholders' acceptance criteria for itself. Think of it this way. You have, for example, a project where it's clearly specified that the customer expects that the system will work on 75% of its capacity. After testing, we got a result of 45%. Do you really think that this project is going to be accepted? Probably not, because we had a poor quality management plan. Here, just keep in mind, every project should have acceptance criteria that must be reached. It's like a definition of done. The next one is resource management. Human resource is a very important part because it's all about people. Project manager should be able to clearly identify roles and responsibilities of management, team members, and other stakeholders using tools like Resimetrics, for example. We will discuss about Resimetrics in greater details later in this course, but as for now, keep in mind that people and the communication amongst them is a critical and very, very important. The next one is communication management. Communication is a critical element in every project. What do you want to communicate? How? By what communication channel? Probably someone prefer to talk face to face, someone by messenger, and so on. And it's very important to identify how you will communicate with each stakeholder, how often, and what you will communicate them. All information should be shared between all stakeholders because success depends on how effective communication is. Here, just keep in mind, project manager invests 90% in communication. You must always communicate with stakeholders in order to achieve a successful outcome of the project. The next one is risk management. An important aspect of risk management is preventing risks rather than dealing with them. Risks will be covered in greater details in this course, but as for now, keep in mind, for every identified risk, it's really good practice to prepare a responding plan. In other words, ways we will use to react to this risk accordingly if it does happen. The next one is procurement management. Dealing with contracts is very important, and this is what the procurement management is for. Project manager shouldn't be an expert in procurement, but should be able to help create, read, and manage contracts. Please keep in mind, procurement management is the process of sourcing and acquiring the goods and services a company needs to fulfill its business model. An effective procurement strategy can save company a lot of money by negotiating favorable terms and pricing, as well as ensuring supply quality and efficiency. The next one is stakeholder management. Who are they? How will we work with stakeholders? What is their expectations? What kind of role do they uphold and responsibilities they have? These are the questions that deal with stakeholders. These we'll discuss a little bit later in this course, but as for now, keep in mind, all stakeholders are important, even if some of them don't have a power or authority to take a decision or interest in this project. So guys, this is a high-level overview of the 10 knowledge areas in project management. And don't forget, project management is the application of these knowledge areas, skills, tools, and techniques to manage activities to achieve project requirements.